everyone, my name is Amber. In this video I'm just going to be sharing a few little anxiety, low mood management techniques. Hope that's helpful. This video is going to be part of a little sort of two-part video. The first one, this one, is going to be sharing 3 anxiety sort of low mood management techniques. And then the next video is going to be talking about keeping and adapting a routine when everything's sort of crumbling around you. Mental health management is always so important, but I thought that it was particularly important to put this video out now, as we're obviously in the midst of a literal pandemic. But they're always helpful, so if you're finding this video afterwards, then hopefully these tips are still helpful to you. So the first thing that I find really helpful in managing my anxiety is something called square breathing. So I think this one is really helpful when you're starting to feel those physical effects of anxiety. So maybe your heart's pounding a little bit faster, or you're feeling a little bit hot, you can't quite catch your breath, or you just feel like you're breathing in this space. Anytime if you're feeling a little bit stressed, or you're feeling even a little bit crap, sometimes just focusing on your breathing for a little bit is really helpful. The idea of square breathing, for me, this is how I understand it, is that anywhere you are, there's always going to be a square or a rectangle. So you can use that to your advantage to help you focus on your breath and take control of your breath. So one of the ways you can do it is imagining a square or finding a square and breathing in. You can also count for 4 along one side, holding your breath for 4, and then breathing out for 4, holding your breath for 4. Just following the square, not counting or around a door, just breathing in along one side and out, just following that, just following it while you're breathing, just tracing it with your eyes. It's something that you can do when no one really knows you're doing it. I like to do it in a rectangle. So if you're feeling anxious, please feel free to join me. I'm feeling anxious, so I'm just going to do it. Breathing in along this side, so we can count out for 4 and 6 if you want to count, or if you just want to follow, then you can do that. So breathing in, 1, 2. Breathing out. 5, 6. We're breathing in. We're breathing out. You can count and you can do it however long or short your breath may be. But I find that one really helpful. So tip number 2 is what is on the other side of this card. I didn't just laminate a card for no reason. I got it because it's Gottman's tasks. We'll just try and quickly show it. The premise of Gottman's tasks is to sort of calm down your body and mind, and then to sort of move on and to sort of do helpful things. So this is really good if you're anxious, also if you're feeling not good. This is also really helpful if you're someone who has some unhealthy coping mechanisms that are potentially flaring up at the moment and are really hard to not do. So the sections are to calm the body, focus the mind, block unhelpful behaviour, and be effective. Help yourself. Help yourself to a cake. So the first one is to calm the body, so it suggests things like deep breathing, the one we just did, having a cold glass of water, which I also suggested. Clearly I'm just all over the Gottman's tasks today. Fresh air, splash your face with cold water, sour sweets. It's really helpful for that whole sort of spectrum of like meh to like, oh my god, I cannot cope. Not thinking, just doing the things that are going to calm down your body or bring your body back to feeling and sensing. The second part is to focus the mind. So the things that it suggests here are to describe your surroundings, name 5 things you can see, hear, touch, list animals through A to Z. That's if you want to count backwards. Basically sort of getting in touch with your senses, but also starting to engage back your mind. It's trying to find something that's a little bit challenging for your brain, but something that you know you can definitely do. So number 3 is to block unhelpful behaviour. The thing that it says here is to do the opposite of unhelpful urges. Sing if you want to shout, be around people rather than withdraw, do something nice for yourself, say stop, and remove means for anything that's really, really not helpful to you. Do the opposite is a big thing, or doing an alternative, I like to sometimes think. For me, this is more about figuring out for you what is unhelpful and what is helpful, and trying to pull away from the unhelpful things and trying to move towards the helpful things. That's a really, really hard thing to do. When it talks about unhelpful behaviour, obviously that to me means anything that's unhelpful for your health and well-being, or the health and well-being of someone else. And number 4, it just says to be effective and help yourself. So the things that it has are move towards a positive direction, e.g. talk to a friend, do something meaningful, solve the problem, encourage yourself, plan something to look forward to. Oh, it's never more relevant, is it? All of the things I'm looking forward to have been cancelled. Goodness sake, didn't Gottman know when he wrote his laminate? In regards to the planning something that you look forward to, I realise if you're watching this at this time, a lot of plans are being changed. There's still things that you can hopefully plan to do that are helpful, or do that are helpful more so via the internet maybe at this point in time, or planning to do something like on Friday I'm gonna try and do some exercise, or I'm gonna tomorrow I think I'm gonna draw or paint or get that canvas out again and stuff like that. So there's still plans that you can do. I understand that one's a little bit of like a kick in the teeth at the moment. So that is technique tool number 2. I know that one was a bit of a beefy one, but it is helpful. So tip number 3, the last one for this video, is to change the space. For me, this is about sort of not underestimating the power that things like making your bed or opening a window, lighting a candle or an incense stick, having a little tidy up can make. For me, that can make such a big difference. So just to try and do something, even if it's you are stuck in bed and you open both of the windows, maybe you open the door to create a through breeze. For me, that just seems to change so much, just these little things. Even drawing the curtains, putting on some music, just being able to give that space sort of a new feel is really, really good. Definitely putting on, like, blasting the room with some music, I find really, really helpful. And if you can, getting up and moving. So I find that sometimes it feels like if I'm in my room for a really long time, it feels like stagnant. So these sort of things just help it sort of feel more like dynamic, if that makes any sense. Or even just having sort of a move around, sort of shaking off and doing that sort of thing. Don't worry, no one's going to look at you. You might look a bit odd, but it doesn't really matter. Sometimes just like shaking and sort of helps you. For me, it helps me feel less stagnant, but it also helps the space feel less sort of stagnant. And definitely, even though just opening a window can change the space a lot. And that is it. That is my three tips. The next video in this part is going to be about trying to keep to a routine when everything's not going so well, or adapting a routine. So if you are interested in that, then look out for that. You can do the YouTube things, you know what they are if you want to do them. You know, you share these tips with people if you think they're going to be helpful, or the video if you would like to do that. It'll be okay. It's fine to be anxious and it's fine to feel absolutely crap. And it'll be fine. It will be good. Keep yourself safe and well, and that includes your mental health. I'm not just talking about your physical health here. As always, give yourselves a big old cuddle, especially now. Well, always actually. It's always important. Cuddle's always important. Look after yourselves, and I might see you later. Goodbye.